People think food delivery is safe. Easy money, drive around, drop off a few bags, listen to music. What they don't realize is how alone you really are out there. You knock on the wrong door, and there's no backup. No co-workers. No crowd. Just you and whoever's on the other side. It started on a Tuesday night, late, maybe 10:45 p.m. I was just about to call it quits when I got one last ping. Local place, nothing fancy. A grilled chicken wrap, side of rice. Delivery address was in one of those newer neighborhoods out on the edge of town. Clean streets, identical houses, porch lights all on timers. What caught my eye was the note on the order. Please hand it directly to me. I'll be waiting outside. That's usually a good thing. Less time, better tips. I accepted it. The house was maybe 10 minutes away. Street was dead silent when I pulled up. No movement, no dogs barking, nothing. Just perfectly trimmed lawns and that eerie, artificial stillness you only get in rich neighborhoods at night. He was already outside, standing at the end of his driveway, not on his porch, not under a light, just standing there. Middle-aged, thin, wearing a black hoodie and cargo pants, pale as paper. Didn't wave or smile or even step forward when I parked. Just watched me walk up with the bag. Order for Derek? I asked. He nodded slowly. I handed it over, but when he grabbed the bag, his fingers lingered on mine. Cold, dry, like paper or dust. Thanks, man. Have a good night, I said, trying to break the silence. That's when he spoke. Don't forget my face. I gave a nervous chuckle. What? He just smiled. Not big, not wide. It's just enough to show a few teeth. I want you to remember me, please. I didn't know what to say. I muttered something and walked back to the car faster than I meant to. When I glanced in the rear view, he was still standing there, watching me leave. I thought about that guy all night. It got under my skin. Something about how still he was, how blank his expression had been. And that line, "Don't forget my face." The next night I was working again. Around 9 p.m. I got a new order. Different name, different restaurant, but same address. This time the note said, "Meet me by the mailbox, I'll be there." I almost didn't take it, but the payout was unusually high. $58 for a burger and fries. I couldn't afford to say no. When I pulled up, he wasn't by the mailbox. He was sitting on the curb, knees pulled up to his chest, rocking slightly. I stepped out cautiously. "Hey, you Derek again?" He looked up. That same pale face, same dead stare. "Do you remember me?" he asked. "Yeah," I said. "You ordered last night." He smiled. "Good." He stood up slowly and reached for the bag. I handed it over. Again, his fingers brushed mine. Again, they were cold. "Some people forget," he said quietly. "But not you, right?" I forced a nod. "Nope, I remember." "Good," he whispered. "That's very good." He turned around and walked toward the house. I got the hell out of there. Later that night, I noticed a car behind me. Black SUV, lights off. It showed up around the time I left my last drop-off and stayed on my tail for 3 turns. I tested it, drove in a circle around a couple blocks. It followed, then it peeled off. I told myself I was being paranoid, that it wasn't him. But the next morning, there was a note under my windshield wiper. "Thank you for remembering." No name, no contact, just those 5 words written in black ink. After the note, I took a few days off. I didn't tell anyone why it sounded insane even in my own head. But the tension didn't go away. I started double-checking locks, leaving lights on at night, closing the curtains even during the day. My world got smaller, paranoid. I kept checking my rearview mirror, jumping at knocks on the door, glancing over my shoulder while I fueled up. Still, a week passed. Nothing. So I went back on the app. I needed the money, and a few uneventful deliveries later, I actually started to relax. The routine helped, until I got the order from Evelyn H. "Please leave it in the passenger seat. Door will be unlocked." I stared at it for a while. Most people barely read the delivery notes. This one felt like it was written for me. It's a weird thing to ask for. I shouldn't have accepted it. The address led me to an apartment complex across town, not Derek's. I checked that 10 times. This one was older, Third floor walk-up, busted intercom, the kind of place where the hallway lights always flicker. There was no one outside when I arrived. I parked in a space by the dumpster and, against every shred of instinct I had left, checked the passenger door of the car that matched the one in the notes. It was unlocked. So I opened it and set the food down, just like the instructions said. I closed the door and stepped back. That's when I heard a voice from the shadows. "You didn't even knock." I turned. He was sitting on the stairs behind me, half in shadow, hoodie up, just watching. "I thought Evelyn ordered this," I said. He shook his head slowly. "Names don't matter, not with us." My mouth went dry. I reached for my phone just instinctively, but his voice cut through the silence again. "If you call anyone, I'll have to remind you." I froze. He stood up, calm, confident, and walked away down the stairwell. I didn't follow. I didn't move. I waited until I couldn't hear his footsteps anymore before I sprinted back to my car and drove straight home. I called the platform, told them a customer had been acting inappropriately. I didn't give them details, just said I wasn't comfortable delivering to that area anymore. They flagged the account, and that's the last I saw of him, thank God. I don't know what the hell that was, and I don't want to. I've worked as a food delivery driver for nearly 3 years. Mostly nights, mostly for the tips. It's a lonely gig, but I liked it that way. You get used to the silence, the smell of takeout soaking into your car seats, and the glow of GPS lighting your dashboard like a lifeline. But there was one delivery I made last year that still haunts me, and no matter how many times I try to tell myself it was all in my head, I know it wasn't. This happened on a Thursday night. I remember that because Thursdays are usually slow. I was about to log off and call it early when this order popped up on the app. Special request, no contact delivery. Please leave food at the side door. Do not knock, do not call. Weird, right? But not too weird. Some people just don't want interaction. I accepted it. Big tip, $40 on a $25 order. Who was I to say no? The address was in the semi-rural part of town where the houses are way too far apart and the streetlights don't exist. It was about a 20-minute drive from where I was parked. The restaurant was a 24-hour Chinese joint I'd never seen before. Golden Wok, authentic taste. No reviews on the app. No website when I Googled it. I figured it was new. There's a lot of turnover in this business. I picked up the order and immediately noticed something strange. The bag was ice cold. Not room temperature, not lukewarm. I mean cold, like it had just come out of a refrigerator. I told the guy behind the counter, "Hey man, this stuff's not even hot." He didn't even look up. Just said, "It's fine. Just deliver it." Okay then. The drive took me down roads I'd never been on before. No traffic, no cell service, just endless woods and the sound of gravel under my tires. The kind of route that makes you keep checking the rearview mirror just to make sure you're still alone. Eventually I reached the address, a narrow gravel driveway leading to a 2-story house tucked deep into the trees. The house looked abandoned. No lights, no signs of life. The kind of place that would have made me hit reverse if I wasn't getting paid. I parked and stepped out, holding the bag like it was something fragile. The air was heavy and damp, and I swear I could hear something moving in the woods behind me. Branches snapping. Too heavy for a squirrel. Too slow for a deer. I walked to the side door as instructed. It was old, wooden, and covered in chipped white paint. No light, no bell, just a note taped to it in faded ink. Leave it on the stool. Then go. I set the bag down, turned around, and started back toward my car. That's when I heard it. The door opened. Just a few inches. Enough to creak. Enough to stop me in my tracks. I turned slowly. There was no one there, just darkness inside, but I felt someone watching me. Then came the voice, not from the doorway, from the woods. "Stay." It was whispered but clear, deep and gravelly. Male. Maybe. Definitely not someone I recognized. And it wasn't coming from the house. I booked it to my car and slammed the door shut. When I turned on the headlights, I thought I saw something move between the trees, something tall, like a shadow with legs. I didn't wait. I peeled out of that driveway, tires spinning on gravel, heart pounding so loud I couldn't hear the engine.